So we are working on this sample final, and I'm going to just show you quickly, as quickly as I can. Since I have to show you, I may take a little more than 2 hours, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? And I hope you are all smarter than, are much better than I am. So even if I can't finish it in 2 hours, you would still have to finish it in 2 hours, okay? So anyways, so here is the question that we have to work on. So what I would do is that I'm writing this in here, and if you want, you can do paper pencil. So before asking me the question that how do I submit paper pencil work, there is a way to do that, which we will come towards. So what I am doing is that I'm typing in the question here, because I'm just going to do that in the question in the equations editor. Okay, so plus t square, okay, and then we got y0 equals 0, and what we have to do is we have to find y at 1, right? Okay, so this is what I'm going to work on. So I'm just going to embolden it. You don't have to do that in your work because you are not demonstrating it in a video. Okay, so when I look at it, okay, one way to try, since we see only y here, everything else is involving t, so looks like that the linear equation is going to be a good strategy, right? So what I would do is divide by 1 plus t square, so that it follows the linear equation the way it looks like. And here we divided by 1 plus t square, and I made a mistake already there. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so this is 1 plus t square, and here also we have division by 1 plus t square, or what we can do is divide it right here. So we got square root of 1 plus t square in the bottom. Okay, so now what happens is we know that the integral of this function is going to be e to the power. The integral of this function is going to be the integrating factor. So what we have is that first let's just go ahead and integrate it. All right, and where is the integral sign here? I'm getting nervous on my own test. Okay, so here we go. All right, so dt, and what this will be, you can see you can multiply the top by 2. So to pay for it, you will have to multiply the whole thing by 1/2, and once you make a 2t here, the antiderivative would be what? The natural log of 1 plus t square. Okay, and so the integrating factor, that is the quantity that you shall multiply it with, would be e to this power. Okay, and here let's just go ahead and further simplify. This would be natural log of 1 plus t square to the 1/2, and the reason I'm doing that is this, that we know that we are putting it as a as a power on exponential, okay, or rather natural exponential. So we know that if we write it as a log of one quantity, then what would happen is that they will just undo each other. So what happens now is this is our integrating factor, right? So how do we write the solution in this case? We take the integrating factor, multiply that by y, and then go for the integral. Take the function on the right, which you called q in the symbolic notation. Okay, all right, so here we are, and then we have dt. So here things turn out to be pretty simple, right? Okay, that is, these two guys cancel. Okay, so we simply get a t, and what that will do for us is that here we are, this becomes t plus c, right? Okay, t plus c, and we have initial condition y0 is 0. So if we apply that, then t is 0, y0 is 0. So when we substitute all that, we will have c equals 0, right? So what's this here? This is simply, so, or the answer simply is, square root of 1 plus t square equals t, and then you got t over this quantity as your solution, right? Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to find y at 1. So we will go ahead and substitute t equals 1 in here. Okay, so here we go, we got 1 here, 1 here. So this would be 1 over square root of 2, which will be, so that will be 1 over square root of 2. So let's write 1 over square root of 2 here. So that's like 0.7171, right? 0.71, and I forgot where is the calculator. 0.7071. Okay, so making sure that I write it correct. Okay, so I did it, and I'll say accept it. So it will go ahead and put my work here, and oh man, I had to find y3, and what did I find? I found y1. So I'm not going to edit this, okay, just leave it for the professor to look at. I'll just change my answer according to t equals 3. So let me just do that quickly, because otherwise the clock is going against me. Okay, so that's point 9487. So I'll write 0.9487. Okay, and we will say save it, please. This one it has already saved, and now what we do now is we go on to the next question. All right.